start.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
What? What?
Why not? What's the matter with credit? It's old-fashioned. Johnny, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City, Nick.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggies and the piggins and the fergins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flypaper.
Look, what do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
It's the Model T Ford made the trouble, made the people want to go, want to get if I can go 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the country seat.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not a Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the Modtron store, at the present-day store, at the present-day Modtron departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, you can bicker. You can talk, bicker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why do you need a biscuit made for trouble? You need to put the cracker in a package. In a package, you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the cracker barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail patch. Club joined by the stove. Changed the approach of a travelling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the cheers.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill? No! Just a minute.
Never met bloody salesman Hill.
Now, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the cracker barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford. Just a minute. Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big hole, great gold, neck of nothing, rip thrower, never time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line.
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man. And he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo uniforms too. Shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe on it.
Well, I don't know much about band, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps. Nearer than a juice harp.
No, the fella sells bands. Boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, just across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes are illegal in this state. Good.
Well, you've all finished. I'll tell you about this fellow Hill. You really know Harold Hill? Never met him in my life, but I know this much. He's given all of us a black eye. Why, when that fella's worked over a town, next salesman through gets automatically tarred and feathered and rolled out to the city limits on a rail. Oh, think that's funny, huh? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Why should he get thrown out?
Well, in order to sell band instruments and instruction books and uniforms, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play.
Well,
And form them into a boys' band with him as the leader. What's wrong with that? Well, he don't know one note of music from another. That's what's wrong with that. Why, he don't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. Why, if I ever catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger, Why, I'm going to squeal on him so loud.
Wow, you're mad, Charlie. Sure like to be around when you meet up with that fella.
Yeah, well, at least it won't be on this trip. Not even the great Harold Hill would dare tell them neck-bowed hawk-eyes out here.
Board? All aboard.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I shall have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
Squires? Yes. I'm interested in hiring a rig for Sunday. If you could accommodate me?
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual.
Right, good Marcellus! You old son of a gun! What is... Look, Greg! Professor Hill's the name, Harold Hill. But Greg, what are you doing to me? Why didn't you let me know you was coming? I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know that you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Doppelmayr, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I always knew you'd come to no good.
What's the new pitch?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You're not back in that van business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now, give me the lowdown here, Morris.
You'll never get anywhere with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, We got us a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grip on fact.
Male or a female?
The music teacher? She's a librarian. Female!
Perfect. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How you gonna stop the pitch?
Oh, same old way. Keep that music teacher of yours off balance, and then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
But River City isn't in any trouble.
And I'll have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
New around here? Nothing's so new around here. Except the billiard parlor's got a new pool table.
They never had a pool table here before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Morris. And don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Hi, you're Mr. Dunlop? Yep. Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. We got trouble, Mike. Right here, say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, I'd be mighty proud to say it. I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are gold. Help cultivate horse sense, a cool head, and a keen eye. You ever take down your nine-pad lead to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brings maturity to score a ball blind game. I say that any boom can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that slope. The first big step on the road to the depths of dick. I say first it's, but it's no wine for a teaspoon, then beer for a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitchback suit. And listening to some out-town Jasper, hear him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trotting race, no, but a race where they sit down and ride on a horse. Like you see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch, making a boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P and that stands for fool. All week long, your River City used to be frittering away. I say, your young men will be frittering. Frittering away there noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled or the screen door patched to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any more. Your parents are caught with a system empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker, shirt-tail youngins, peeking in the pool hall window after school. You got trouble, folks. Right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T that rhymes with P and it stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? They were trying out Bebo, trying out Cubans, trying to tail names like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sense. Then one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the armory, libertine men and scarlet women and ragtime. James Booth, Dracula's son, your daughter to the arms of the jungle, animal instinct. Hysteria, friends, the idle brain is a devil's playground trouble. Right here in River City. And the capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bag? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like, swell, and so's your old man. Well, that's so, my friends. You got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T that rhymes with P that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the main Plymouth Rock and the Golden Rule. Oh, in trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 number balls and the devil's toll. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, yes, we got trouble here. We got big trouble. The team. Didn't you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
I'll be in town a short while.
Good.
That's you, daughter.
Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, cool.
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
I tried.
Did you say anything to him?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Play your exercise. Sol, do, la, re, ti, mi. A little slower and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to find what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
Oh, what?
You'll find it in bowls.
Oh, forgive me for living, I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of river city people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's culture level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you got none, how can she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject, I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
Suitcase or maybe your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common nationality? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind me saying so, there ain't a man alive who could hope to measure up to that breed of Abe Lincoln, St. Patrick, and Charles Dickens. You've compounded for yourself out of your Irish imagination. You are a stomach, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have it?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that the way to come into the house?
Hello.
Now, that won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from the boy. And the lady over there is your sister, young man?
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday night. Would you please come? I would especially like it if you would come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis has asked you to your party. Are you going, aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amarillo because of his list. He's ashamed.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I bet he won't say it. No, thank you. Amaryllis. Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because of his list?
It's not just because of his list, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you or your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him. Every night I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to say it the very second you see it, too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night.
There, sweetheart, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I play mine?
May I play my crosshand piece now?
Yes, you may.
You see, without a sweetheart, you've got no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. But for the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good
Shin for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his very fine steroptic and slide. And to Ethel Toppelmeyer, a very fine piano player. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River citizens, to our 4th of July exercises held here in the Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. 4 score. The members of the school board will now present the patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I guess. Instead, the Waitangi girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will now present a spectacle my wife... A spectacle in which my wife Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will play the leading part. Now,
in the Indian tongue. 18 to the feather 50.
Who set off that cracker?
Yes, it's Tommy G.
Tommy G's, I wouldn't make it out with you, boy. Come here. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who was a disgrace to our city. 87. The Payne's fireworks spectacle of the last days of Pompeii will take place, provided the rain holds off, over in the Madison picnic area.
How can it be raining, eh? Didn't the Gazette predict fair? Sure did you, and that's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, J.C. You wouldn't last long. I say you wouldn't last long in the bag of business, being accurate most of the time. Number 8 slate again tonight.
I'm agreeing.
Oh, she's late, all right. Look at that one. She's right on time. What's the matter with you? What?
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world that I
Never mind. 4 score.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just a minute, Mr. Hanks.
Is there a pool table? Is there a pool table?
Will you allow me to continue with the exercises?
We don't want no more exercises till we get this pool table out of saddle.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin, corruption. Smite the devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble friends with a wave of my hand this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with old trombone? Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous Fatal Walls of Jericho. Oh, million power walls come tumbling down. What band will do it, my friends? Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band, do you hear me? I say River City's gonna have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's gonna have a boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, the shimmer of trumpets, ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones toward the morning sun, the 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 rings springing up like wheat. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper and timpani and hoist platoon, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double euphoniums and big bassoons. It's bassoon has big right day. There were 50 mountain cannon in the battery. Thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets and every size and trumpeters who improvise a full octave higher than the sky.
This calls for emergency action. I want that spellbinder's credentials. I haven't seen our people so excited since the night that Frank Gosh and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat together for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Most exciting. Never mind. I want his credentials. Stop that hooligan! You'll blow up Mickey's head.
Thank you, Professor. I'd make an example of him, you know. Ringleader. What he does, his gang does.
Jiminy Christmas, let me go!
You wild kid, you chasing after my oldest girl. Hard as one of them day laborers south of the city. Wild kid, you tagging after my oldest girl down Main Street last Sunday.
Why did he attack him?
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together. Jiminy Christmas!
Watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing, my little Gracie Senior. If I ever catch you with my daughter again, you'll hear from me as to who will lay the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you on Monday morning about this band thing, 10 o'clock sharp. Man! I want this spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy. Oh, you don't know this kid. He's tough. He's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
Oh, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, ain't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Oh, yeah. Oh, with hand a couple of times.
You did? Well, you're my man. Do you realize that nobody has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? No place to hang music.
Jiminy Christmas, I wonder where I could get some wire.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire.
Yes,
Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Constable, I will now show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss, what's your name?
Sanita, I had no idea she was beckoning to me.
Do you know Tommy Gilas? Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Oh, yes, Captain. I'm not going home. I have to go to the library.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen?
Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Oh, yes, sir.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella. Made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and the new pool table.
Oh. And what was my second mistake?
Oh, that's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Why, just a minute there, Professor. We'd like to have your credentials.
Where the school, I say, where the school board.
Academic certificate.
Nothing, I say nothing of the kind.
No, we need letters and papers. Make him put up a bar.
What am I hearing? You, sir. Say,
Ice cream. Ice cream, but I don't sing, young man, if that's what you're thinking.
all right, talk then.
Down here. Ice cream. Talk slow. Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you, right here.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. How can there be any sin, sin, sin?
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy in a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold middle class, about 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory! Oh, I'm Marcellus, and don't call me Greg.
Say, how'd you go on with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. 8 out of my hand a minute, I'll tip my hat.
She did? Boy, did you cut a swat tonight? For a moment there, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like the old days when you used to imitate the band concert fella back in Joplin.
Yeah. Kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't had a uniform.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But Greg, you can't pass yourself off as a professor, not for any 4 weeks.
Of course.
But you don't know one note from another.
But I have a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't have to bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people want to hear music. You'll have to lead the band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. And now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Can I line yourself up a little canoodling, eh?
Well, I thought I might.
Say, why don't I fix you up with Ethel's sister? She's a lovely girl. Teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs, no spider. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only imperative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No gold, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to say. The sad but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless midnight. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. What? I flinch, I shy. When the ice with a delicate air walks by, I smile, I grin. When the gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope, I pray. For has to do it in just one more A. Oh, sad but wiser girls that go for me. Oh, sad but wiser girl for me.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On the QB. Everybody's so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Toppermeyer, the pianola girl. And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course you've met Eulalie McKechnie Shin. And there's wife. Oh, isn't it so exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh, no, I couldn't say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Well, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dance of... No, wait. Do that again, Mrs. Shin.
Why? What did I do?
Your foot. The way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, I have abundant there.
Oh, great. What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement.
Really, Mr. Hill?
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the Classic Dance, mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes, you lady.
Every move you make bespeaks their sight. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
You Lady McKechnie. Well, that is, dancing.
Oh.
Well,
Can you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like to say...
Thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Carew, I believe. Well, she is the librarian.
Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little ching ching ching. Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little ching ching ching. Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little ching ching ching. Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little ching 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 ching.
Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but you have to pay dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer. Rabelais.
Balzac.
And the worst thing, of course, I shouldn't tell you this.
I'll tell. Oh, let me tell. The man lives on my
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Old miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? Oh, that Miser Madison.
Exactly. Who do you think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library, too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that woman made brazen overtures with guilty guarantee. She had no intention or either so the voice counting ring. Just melted down and he would reveal a beautiful man of cold steel. Here, very touched.
He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her.
Chaucer. Rabelais.
Balzac.
Now, just a minute here. These are credentials.
Of course, gentlemen, I have just what you want over my hotel. Please come with me. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you
It's all right. I know everything. It doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You were probably very young, and anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please.
I'll be in town a short while, and a sad and wise girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I already have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
You're not listening.
Look,
Marion. Marbles. 6 Stevies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No.
Shh. Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I do? My dear, to catch your ear. I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer host brigade men have to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumble and I busting my whatchamacallit. I can lie on your floor unnoticed, till my body can turn to carrion. Man like now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight, and a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song. The moonlight, help along. But I tried in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, 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 librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win. The civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. And he's talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion. Now librarian. Ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Madam Librarian. Marshmallow. Sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon. You go home and get some lunch. I'll try a couple by myself.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you solicited? You ain't got a license.
Why, no, Mary Shin. I collect doorbells. This particular specimen has an unusual tone.
Flattery will not avail. Soliciting is statutory in these parts. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your bag of papers?
Well, I just missed you. Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
Oh, no. The spread of that little finger. It's hereditary.
It is. What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve in a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good. It only means that America has at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Say, where can I get one of those horns?
Sign right here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fees.
I could have missed out on this, you know. It's... I haven't got no son. Why you want striking us through tonight? You want looking us. You'll be down at City Hall with your bag of papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your son has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George! Not that he could ever be really great to understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Cline.
But, Professor, we're Irish.
No. Really? Well, that clinches it. Sign right here, Mrs. Brew. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine, fine. Now that'll be $7 deposit. Nothing more due until the first installment, payable on opening of band practice. Thank you, thank you. Now, of course, I shall need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, hello, son. Why, certainly his uniform. And there won't be a penny due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine, at no cost whatever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Will it have
Oh, a stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on each side. Now then, what do you think of that?
Oh, Professor, you'll have to excuse Winthrop. We can't get him to say 3 days of work. Words are weak even to us. And if you get him to play in the band, why, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, harp playing, mavoring pinching, Tara's old minstrel singing Irishman. You gotta be chilled, where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Gary, where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Why, yes. Gold medal class of all 5. How do you know, Miss Peru?
How do you do, Mr. Hill?
Peru! I thought the name sounded familiar. I've been trying to see you since the other night.
Marion, he wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, he might have your father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Oh, your husband musical? Well, I should like to have a talk with
Do
him.
you burst in on everyone's home like this? Prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion!
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why don't you let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I am sorry. But don't you see? That's all the more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, Mr. Hill, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Why, it's Peru, I hardly... You know, I get the feeling she likes the idea. It's a little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive, and I'll be back later in the week.
Professor, about the boy's measurements, I may call his clothes. Waist 18, sleeve 21, crotch 14.
Fine, fine. I really must get back to my hotel.
And Professor, you really have to excuse Marion. She's not really, you know.
Please. I'm sure that at heart she's just as lovely as yourself.
Oh.
Good day to you. Widow Peru.
Has he gone?
He has. But I hope not forever. Marion, don't you ever think about your future? Just think. Gary, Indiana, Conservation Class 4-5. Now, Marion.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, women-chasing, traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
I know. But it's a well-known principle that if you keep your flint in one drawer and your steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Winthrop, I know you're there. Winthrop, please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners. Do I have to? You won't have to talk to anyone. Here, I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? And why do you want books at this hour of night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. Forgive me for asking, but at your age, what kind of a white knight do you expect to come riding by?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage, and that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But neither am I waiting for a man in shining white armor. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how
meet me after supper.
I can't. It's prayer meeting night. Meet you where?
The footbridge?
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last night it was the lumberyard. Tonight it's the footbridge. And where will you meet me after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Yes!
I only wanted to show you my new invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a marching piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor chords. When you keep it up tight enough to hold the music steady, it sort of cuts your circulation out. And you can't whack your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Now answer my question. Just explain yes or no. Is that the very first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said on heat hay with a horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look. My wife out dancing each and every one night and every in the home.
But George!
The school board is singing up street and down alley and not attending to city affairs. My oldest girl is boodling about with some wild kid. My business has fallen so low, I can't find the balance sheet.
I've just found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. That's the only thing I can get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of all time.
But if you just take time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any further.
Papa, Papa! The Wells Fargo wagon is coming up from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon? At this hour of the day? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments?
The Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
In March I got a bread like it.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
Oh, no, he won't send me a bathtub and a cross-cut saw.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. A great big surprise will COD.
Oh, it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now.
Oh, me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September.
And now let's meet the new rocking chair.
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno.
The DAR sent a cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Henry Alventhrop.
Why, Cornish, it's that, Professor.
Man, you'll each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay out the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most fancy solid gold thing you ever saw? I never saw to see anything so stupid as this fancy solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Well, one to you, Mr. Hill. But I'd better hear some barnyard tooting out of them horns and finish your order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury down at the county seat. Now, Miss Gary, on the mount there.
Come, George. Tempest, you indulgence.
Swat your phraseology. You go along if you want. I've got something to get from the library. It's Marion. That's cool.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights over at the high school.
All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my car, it's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that gets me up, and it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down.
Washburn. Wait till you see the new set Professor Hill taught us.
All right, kids, what'll it be?
It's a movie!
Now, a woman of peace on the very first day, she was usually a fussy. And a woman of peace on the second time out, he's saying he's been but fussy. But a woman of peace on the third time around, taking the clouds, feels ground. That's the job he's got, she's trying to stand. She put me, she put me, she put me, she put me. She put me, she put me, she put me. What the was great, the too many will run quite to the base. One more in cloud, we got you, now get sorry, you bag of fun. Now, the long time, and then you want to see. Look at that scout gal,
you.
We'd rather do it in front of your back, but
You what? Never mind.
Zanita's scared of you, but I'm not. I should hate to have to think you have your own daughter scared of you. Oh, Jiminy Christmas!
I'm going to warn you just once. Don't you ever touch my daughter again, or I'll horsewhip you till hell won't have it no more.
No.
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means peep.
Yes. Now, you know what I see written all over you? Reform School. Now get out of here, you wild kid.
Walter, please! It's tough to look like you to make letters around your place.
You watch your phraseology. Go home, young woman. You lady,
But George,
you tend to your dance.
oh, my dance. I must remember to tell the girls. Oh, but Zanita,
Your dance.
my dance.
Ah, look here. Going off with wild kids from the wrong side of the city.
Mr. Merrick, I could just make...
Well, you can't. And another thing. I've looked at that book from cover to cover they gave me, and I can't find a thing. Mr. Mayor, please. I settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off of my oldest girl. Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy G.S. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town, while you'll be waiting in line, waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have gathered in their wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they received from tripping over their ears. I'll tell you this, my fine young dedicated. Never mind. Ben? Oh. I want that spellbinder's references, and I want them tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us, I'm saying you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers, or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water. Oh.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shim has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What did the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man only 500. Of course, the mayor was already pretty mad when Congress billiard parlor. Now, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority such as yourself would help, but, oh, I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys, hand-engraved bell.
Yes, I'm sure it's fine. But you see, he never touches it. Well, the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blasts, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blacks.
And he sings the minuet and G-da-da almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see...
He said she told him it wasn't necessary.
Well...
He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet and G, then he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Oh, Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. But then, so was Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the egg, globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Is that all clear? Now, I really can't discuss these things here in public. When may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Oh, Miss Carol, you think we're going to tell you that a woman like you really does belong on the ladies' dance committee?
You were so dear tonight, dancing the shabuki with Professor Hill. You danced like a fairy princess with the rubies in your claw. You had gold shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you were through and so that you give us heart as pure as gold here. Where woman's heart should be.
Fairy princess, believe God, for a chiller.
Well, sorry, Professor, but we got our orders.
We've all been deputized. Oh, yes, well, congratulations. Let me see now. You know, all week I've been trying to give you fellows my references and credentials, but every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you want up in my hotel room. Just take me a second.
No, Fred, I'll have to go along with you there.
Let's see if I have my key. What's this? Oh, a testimonial from Madame Reedy, the only female bassoon player on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline, Lyda Rose Quackenbush.
Could I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name, Lyda Rose. Just like the old song. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose. Above the clouds and kisses shine. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, and the least suggestion. The question, Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lyda Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fine. Lyda Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda
I love you.
a lady like him.
Winthrop, where have you been?
Listen, fish with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill.
And look, I still have some red left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there sometime. And he taught me a song that has hardly any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happen down the sound of syncopation, I can say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can wipe my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, Rusty, Oklahoma. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happen down the sound of syncopation, I could say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can wipe my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, Rusty, Oklahoma. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. Sure am, yes, my life's wrong. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da.
Leave the dishes, I'll do them, Mama.
Don't you have to get ready for the sociable?
There's time later.
Shin's around here somewhere.
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, criminy. See, you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fellow Hill starting up this boys' band here.
Yes.
Well, don't you worry no more. I've got the goods on him in spades, swindling two-bit Timberrigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. Just passing through. The braid only makes 15-minute more to stop. Wish it was 20. But you'll have to concentrate on you 5 minutes, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Powell. Bill salesman. Right now, I'm out to protect the good name of the travel fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's caution cover. What? That fella's been a raspberry tip under my plate just far too long. He spoiled Illinois for me. He ain't gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you, huh? You didn't see through it. Why, he's no more
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called Professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and it's...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director. You ever heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
No, but nothing, girly girl. Why, he's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
Mr. Cowell, if you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. Like to do more than that. Sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back to my train, and I gotta leave this dynamite with somebody on the way back to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
Mr. Cowell, you don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No, I mean, I don't know you.
Yeah. Well, I'd need more time anyhow.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
Oh, well, no trouble there, girly girl.
I never met a man who sold anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, you know, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? If I miss my train, I lose my job, and I gotta leave word about this fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin tag. How do I know that you deliver the papers, huh?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... That fella's got a girl in every
Why don't you and Marion come up and sit? I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Then I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
did I? I didn't mean anything.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation inferred anything other than academic enlightenment. The think system? I've been by your house a time or two to try and explain it to you, but there always seem to be people present. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Oh, I'm glad. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. Well, this is evidently not the convenient night. See you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it really true that you've had 100? What I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it really true that you've developed a think system?
A what? Think system? Oh, the think system, yes. Well, it's really very simple. As simple as whistling. Now, nobody has to show you how to use your lips when whistling. You only have to think a tune to have it come out clearly here. Now, why don't you try this yourself before you ask any more questions?
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100.
Well,
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady had thought of the same system herself before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Oh, please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. You must have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where do you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a short job so Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe...
No, of course not. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, why do you think people start these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness? Jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just that. But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, well, take you for instance. Your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And as you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It's just as you say. You should never believe everything you hear. If you could just discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on that large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I can't. Please, maybe some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, my dear little librarian. Pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the sense be crazy well.
What does?
I've been practicing the think system on you from the parlor.
why? The kids are in them already. The people will be screaming for music if those kids turn up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's keeping the kids together at least, pretending to hold a band practice down at the lumber yard.
All right, Morris, go get the rig.
I got it.
What time does the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turn the work around here and get caught in a bunny trap, go ahead.
Don't worry, Morris. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Now, beat it, will you? Go get the rig. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Oh, I meant you were about, well, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think more clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything.
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
But, Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was nothing, and there were all roses. They tell me in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew, there was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Gregory!
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now what?
Say, who's the salesman around here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying. You nuts. I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Balance? She's so far off balance now you couldn't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
Frank, you never get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
Look, there's a place over at Madison Picnic Park, close to the Sociable, makes this footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it, will you? Go get the ring. Never a dull moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Well, we don't have to go into that just now, do we?
No, or ever for that matter. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh, about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of Art 5. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory.
Why, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until Art 6. I'll see you at the Sociable.
But you knew all the time.
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came, I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to be used against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you? Why, you little...
110 cornets played in the air, and I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I owned part up down the square.
Good night, my son, good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, in dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air,
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my son.
Good night.
Hey, Greg! Greg! This guy's gone crazy! He's going all over town spilling everything!
Why, sure I'm crazy. Miss the train probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and I'm gonna make you pay. Why, give me in the clink right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. Told her all about you, what you do. She nearly gets me around until I couldn't get a shin. Man hungry, dried up duck sick. Get out of here, I'll kill you, dirty mouth.
Why, you big bully! You big blow-off! I'm gonna stay in this town until you get yours up, down, through, and sideways! Why, you never even knew the territory! Greg, I got you stopped. The ring's in the alley. Come on. Hurry, Greg.
What Grecian urns and a mountain.
Stop! Listen to this man.
Wait a minute. Why, you green grass gullible gulls, can't you get it through your head? You're being swindled right out of your eye teeth right now, this minute. Why, there is a burglar in the bedroom while you are fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Hey, pickpocket. Same thing. Why, he's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, madam. And yours, little lady, ever since he first came to town. Why, there is more documented evidence than you will ever have time to read. There is no band. There never has been a band. There never will be a band. And unless you hunt this man down like a mad dog, there won't be a Harold Hill either, because he will be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me? Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back, I want his hide. After him. And when you find him, bring him down to the schoolhouse. After him. Down in the creek. Behind the mill.
Please, Harold. They're even talking about tar and feathers.
Oh, but Marion, I have to see you.
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word. Not a word. Please hurry, please.
Wait! He's not here! Let's drive down by the creek!
Winthrop!
Hey, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Let go me.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
Wouldn't listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Let go me, you big liar.
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now, I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand here and get it till you may as well quit wiggling. Now, there are two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, just so you quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
Oh, I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to?
Well, actually, the other thing isn't any of your business now I come to think of it.
I wish you never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised
I
me.
know what he promised us. And it all happened just like he said. The colors and the lights and the flags and the symbols.
Well, so not.
And the way every kid walked around here all summer and looked and acted. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish you'd never come to River City?
Don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor, hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. Oh, I never heard it at all, till there was
Which is why I interrupt the program at this point. Rest assured, the snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. Yes, and always remember, River citizens, I did everything in my power to stop this dire happening from happening. Forceful.
What have you done to get our money back?
That professor collected nearly $300 for uniforms just tonight.
We haven't seen any uniforms yet.
I told you he was slippery.
I haven't seen any uniforms or my boy since after supper.
Yeah, he's a doggone kidnapper.
Fine situation there.
Forceful.
Mercy! We caught him!
If there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them a nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you here who could forget our everlasting eye or stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely there ought to be some of you here who could be grateful to him for what he has brought to River City. And if so, I should think you would want to admit it.
I think you're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's anyone in this hall who does not think that this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. Standing there like a coot of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, high-priced instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding of warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band? Think, man, think!
be serious looking as silly as this. Wearing a duvet. I hope you'll bear with me. At the beginning of the show, the dialogue says something like the spellbinder, talking about Harold Hill being the spellbinder. I hope that we've bound a spell for you tonight and taken your minds off the rain and the problems of the world and just enjoyed a good musical with us here in the Playhouse. My job is quite simply to say a public thank you to you, the representative audience of our 7 good full houses, nearly, all of this week. We had our private thank yous last night, and certain awards were given out. Some people were embarrassed, some people were pleased. None of that will happen tonight. I hope everybody will be pleased. In trying to say a public thank you, where do I start? Years ago, there was a chairman here, not here, but in Derby, for Derby Opera Company called A.D. McCawson. Many of you, I'm sure, will remember him. He had a good system. He had a think system. He thought, I'll get the bloke standing behind me to prompt me, and I'll have much the same speech every year. And it went along, so I can't remember much of it, but it was something like, for lights and sound and makeup, etc., etc., we thank you. We're here this week upholding the tradition of the amateur theatre here in Derby, which is very, very strong, as you all know. I hope that you think we've upheld that good name, that good tradition of the amateur theatre. Those of you concerned about getting to the bar, my speech is only on one side, this is nothing. We come here to the Playhouse, we came here just under a week ago, and we moulded ourselves into the already well-oiled machine of the Playhouse. In some cases, some of the people and some of the machines are better well-oiled than others. We've moulded ourselves in, and I hope together with everybody on each side of the house, with the pros and the amateurs, together we performed for you a pleasing and enjoyable evening's entertainment. We've added depth, we've added weight, we've added size, to the extent that you will know that 34 of these hardy souls behind me tonight especially have braved the rain to change in these infamous porter cabins. We've also had a lot of help from outside people, and in particular I would like to mention the help of Don Brailsford and Brailsford Joinery for the house, which you saw going on and off. Don was going to sponsor at least a contribution towards our show. In the end, he'd finished up building a house. I would like to say a special thank you to the parents of these children. I think they're all here and still intact. One or two with lipstick where it probably oughtn't to be. I hope they've had a good time, and I would like to say thank you to the parents of those children, our children, for especially bringing them along, bearing with us during long rehearsals. The final thank yous are to everyone that in any way has contributed towards our performance this week, to our people front of house, to our technical crew in all aspects of the trade, up there in the sound, in the lighting, these two fat guys up here that you can't see but they're enormous. You would not sit in those seats if you could see them. To our backstage crew, our guys in the fly tower, that is all of that. To our wardrobe, to our production assistants, to everybody. Take a bow on behalf of all those people that you have not seen on the stage this evening and other audiences not seen this week. I'd like to welcome our stage director, Mr. Alan Jackson. Thank you to our orchestra down here, our band, who were certainly not conning us, quite in the way that Harold Hill common people of River City. And a special thank you to Mike down here for leading our orchestra and taking us through so many music. You'll have noticed that there was quite a lot of dancing in the show, quite a lot of dancers, a lot of people to move about. That, this year, again, I'm happy to say, was in the hands and feet and arms and legs and head and mouth and eyes, every body. No, I can't say that. Every aspect of Joe Lazzari's talent came out on the stage in our performance this week. And I'd like you to welcome Joe, but just before that, holding Joe's hand, just before you applaud, I think, holding Joe's hand will be, well, I'm not looking for his name, I know. Will be Andrew Nicklin, who again has directed us through what he says is one of the nicest musicals, the finest musicals. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Joe Lazzari, our choreographer, and Andrew Nicklin, our director.
I'd just like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I do think this is a good musical. A lot of people don't know it, and therefore come along wondering what they're going to see. But I think you've told us tonight that what you've seen you've enjoyed. All I want to say is to all these people, porter cabin inhabitants, wherever you've been, dressing rooms, wherever you've been, what a terrific job you've done. And to these people down here, what a terrific job you've done. And thank you very much indeed. Well done.
Our plans for next year are still being formulated. I can tell you they're exciting. You will get to know very soon what our plans for next year are. I'm sorry I can't tell you at this point what we're doing, but rest assured we'll be performing in 1995 in, I think, our 104th year. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and good night.